simultaneous then, doesn't it?
It does, yes. I also trust the same sort of thing. There's something behind all this, propelling it, allowing us to give the message that people need to hear. Because everybody's just so much in a box, contained, all the thinking is contained. And every time I step out into social life, I get knocked back as some kind of crazy guy because I've seen UFOs, because I've experienced extraterrestrials. And they just can't accept it. But the funny thing is that later on, one or two of them come up to me privately and they say, you know, I had this experience, you know, I had this being in my room, I woke up, I wasn't sure, and they gave me this message. And I say, well, there you are, you know, don't write these things off as dreams. They're very special. There's meaning behind them.
And the thing is, with dreams you forget it very quickly, but I find with these people that often it's not because they've actually remembered it for a long, long time, because it's been profound. It completely distinguishes it from the normal dream that you might have.
Definitely.
And makes it a reality, because you don't remember things for years and years. That's just a dream.
That's right. As I said to you before, for me, some of these experiences when I was younger, I treated as a picture on the wall. And it was only when everything opened up for me, it was like this veil went down, that it came off the wall and entered my reality. And it's knocked me for six. I've become very cosmic. And of course, my ADHD doesn't help everybody else either, but it helps me because I feel I've had a download of a template that enables me to put things in the new cosmic perspective. I mean, just like I was saying to you the other day, last week, before the financial crisis, people I knew were multimillionaires. A few days after the financial crisis, some of these people have lost a lot. Now, it was all a belief system, the belief in money, that made them think they were so great. But now look at them, groveling on the floor, and, you know, they sort of running around like cockroaches trying to, you know, rectify things. It's just an amazing change of paradigm, and I suspect that when disclosure comes, we'll be seeing similar behavior as the new paradigms come in.
Yes. Regarding ADHD, I find it really fascinating that we're getting more and more people with what they call this so-called syndrome. And many of them have had experiences like yourself where, you know, they've obviously had contact. Now, it makes me wonder whether ADHD is part of a program, perhaps, that these intelligences have been in orchestrating, because the interesting thing with ADHD is they're not easy to program. You're not easy to educate. It's not easy to get you to take on board the present paradigm. It doesn't fit within your mandate. In fact, as you know, what I hear is it's boring. It doesn't fit with what your experience is. So maybe there is a possibility that ADHD, in fact, is another program to stop Homo sapiens from being programmed to the old ways, and giving them an opportunity to be more open, more multidimensional. Now, whether that takes that into what we call exopolitics, and the way that you feel your role in exopolitics, can you tell me what you feel about that in terms of the changing paradigm and how you experience it with ADHD?
Well, I feel a change in paradigm is going to be a change in politics. I think that it is no coincidence for me that I've been having all these experiences since I was a child. Basically, it came as a visit, as I mentioned to you, and I was downloaded with a completely new software. One of the downsides of that is that it makes me antisocial, and it makes me very sort of esoteric and talking about only that which I'm interested in. But in actual fact, whatever I talk about, slowly but surely, has been coming true, especially the continuous sightings over Hong Kong. And the beauty is, and I believe this has been orchestrated by extraterrestrials, is that I've had some pretty important witnesses with me while we've seen these things happen. And my children have seen them happen. And there was my eldest son, who's doing the filming now, Jake, when he was 4 or 5 years old, he came to me one day and he said to me, "Dad, I woke up in the night, and the next thing I know I was floating down the stairs, and I was surrounded by these short guys wearing robes. And they took me downstairs, they took me into the dining room, and there was a bright light, and then everything disappeared from there." Now these are the same guys that I saw, and I'd never mentioned it to him. And ADHD, I agree with you, it's a program. We are thoroughly bored in the classroom. We don't take in what the teachers are saying. We tend to have our own interests. We tend to see things from a different angle. In fact, we tend to see more. In fact, we seem to intuitize more. We know what's coming. And I must tell you that I feel continuously a pain all the time. I feel we are going through a shift. I feel that things have to change. People have to wake up to exactly what you've been saying over the last few days, especially during your lecture. You know, kids are not imagining these things. I've seen them, you know about them, you've dealt with 1,500 people, I believe, who have seen these things. These beings arrive in all different guises, in masks, or masked as clowns. You know, something is happening. And the more society rejects this, the harder it's going to be for them. I cannot even go for social evenings without opening my mouth and putting my foot into it. The minute I talk about religion, people start thinking I'm a messenger of the devil. And I'm sure you have similar experiences. So for me, ADHD is tough socially, but wonderful internally, and especially with my exopolitical community and the Hong Kong Club, and all the members here in Hong Kong are doing so much work to help spread the word to everybody. So I'm actually very pleased that I'm an experiencer.
Sea, gently lapping up to shore. Listen. Listen to the sea as you can smell the salty, fresh air of the ocean. Hear the seagulls calling you. It's early morning and the sun is slowly rising.
One last thing I would just like to ask you. Have you ever had any of these experiences yourself?
Well, all I can say is I have no conscious memory of any experience. But it's been interesting that some of my clients, and only a few of them I have to add, have said that they've actually seen me on the craft. Now that's a really interesting one.
That is.
And all I can surmise is maybe there are many of us that have no conscious memory, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we've not had interactions.
Incredible. I just wanted to really say to you that on behalf of Exopolitics Hong Kong, on behalf of the Hong Kong Institute of Ufology, on behalf of Moonfong and the UFO Club, on behalf of all the people of Hong Kong, we are absolutely delighted and so happy to have had you come here and open up in the way you have, telling the truth from the bottom of your heart as it really is. And I'm absolutely sure we're going to have you back again to come and do some workshops with us. Thanks a lot, Mary.
You're most welcome, and thank you for inviting me. It's been wonderful being here and sharing this time with you all. Thank you.
And a sense of connecting to Mother Earth, whether it's by the ocean or in the mountains or the valleys. Imagine your physical body there, residing in peace, either lying in the warm grass, connected to Mother Earth, listening to the trees and the birds, blending in harmony with all the colours of Mother Earth. Or by the sea and the sense of the sea, with its blues and greens. And then imagine yourself melding into that energy so you become one with the planet. Allowing yourself now just to be in a place of connectedness to all that is on this wonderful planet that you reside.